first thing I would say is don't get gas. 6 figures is very easy. And mind control will show you that you're not really there like that. And the time frame between learning and executing now has become a lot shorter. It will get you to understand yourself on a deeper level. After now taking the course, wallahi, Allah is my witness, I would honestly rate it.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.
Habibi Talha, how you doing? You good?
Alhamdulillah, akhi. How are you, boy? You good?
Alhamdulillah, walillah, alhamdulillah. Akhi, talk to us, give us a bit of background about yourself, what you've been up to, what you do. Give us the full sauce, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli. Talha Jawad, living in Ireland, originally from Iraq. Yeah, came up in Ireland on a different type of background. Alhamdulillah, Allah guided me to now being on my deen, being around righteous brothers, alhamdulillah, and opening up my own few companies, but this is my main focus right now, alhamdulillah. First Choice Umrah, that's the company I've opened recently. I'm currently also mentoring many Umrah companies. Alhamdulillah, I think I've probably mentored over 100 Umrah companies that are currently on the field, alhamdulillah. So yeah, man, had opened up my Umrah company last, I think exactly a year from now, and alhamdulillah, we've managed to reach 6 figures with the tawfiq of Allah in revenue.
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah, Allah barik, Rabbi yazidak, bro. So you're someone, of course, for the mind control wasn't new to you, like business isn't new to you. Yani before the mind control, you were already in business as such, right?
No.
Alhamdulillah, and multiple businesses for that, but of course you said your primary focus as well is the First Choice Umrah.
No.
So, akhi, if I was to ask you, like, what would you describe your life like in terms of pre-mind control, before you started the course, before you took in the knowledge? Like, how would you describe it?
In terms of running my business on a day-to-day?
Business, life in general, everything, right? How are you up there?
I think firstly, when it comes to business, it's 100% changed the way I work completely, subhanallah. Changed the way I work completely. Wallahi, it made me a lot more efficient, and it gave me direction. I said this to my brother yesterday. I said mind control is literally about just your everyday minor decisions. It's just your everyday little decisions. If you can just tweak this here, tweak this here, tweak this here, say no here, say yes here, say no here, and it's just like, and it gives you that efficiency. It gave me direction in terms of the way I work. Before, I used to just kind of work just fully random, like I used to come and just see, okay, what's happening here, and then let me just try fix this here and forget about here, and there's priorities here. I was a messy. It was just a messy situation. My sleep cycle was messy. My eating cycle was messy. I started to get, even before mind control, I started to get a bit of a belly and started to get a bit fat. I can send you a picture. I started to get a bit of fat, subhanallah. So now I needed to get back on track. Do you know what it is? I said this as well to you this morning. Mind control is those principles that they're innately embedded in you, but you just don't realize it. When they're told to you, and you start to understand, okay, this is what's inside me already. I just need to take it out and work on it and implement it. You don't realize it's starting to, like, for me, mind control is just, I understood myself a lot more. I started to understand myself a lot more, my weaknesses, my strengths, my where I'm lacking, where I'm doing good, and just focus on the positives and take out the negatives.
100%. And a big part of mind control, right, is actually like self-education, which is learning yourself, right? Yeah. And there was a saying by some kafir, he said something, right? It's amazing what he said. He said education, right? Just systematic education will make you a living, right? But wallahi al-adim, when it comes to self-education, it will make you a fortune, right? And a lot of people don't realize, and they're always seeking to gain new bits of knowledge and new things and new concepts, new things to introduce business. but they don't realize that the things that are already embedded in them. And one of the statements we actually talk about in the Mind Control program is new knowledge isn't the problem, it's implementation of the knowledge you already know that is. So how did that statement resonate with you?
Wallahi, I have it, and I have a highlight. He said,
Oh,
you said it, you have it exactly. Perhaps it's your success is not in new knowledge. Perhaps it's the things that you already know, but you're not implementing. And I have a highlight. He said there is exact word.
100%. So there's a massive gap, right? There's a massive gap when it comes to knowledge and knowledge that's implemented. And the goal now is to actually get ourselves to what? To implement the knowledge. Allah barik. Perfect.
Yeah.
And in terms of what were your preconceived ideas and notions? Like, tell me. I know you've had Mind Control before. Right? It took you a bit of time before you actually got signed up. So what were your preconceived notions? Give it to me raw, inshallah.
Wallahi, bro. See, the thing is, first time I met you was, I think we recorded that Muslim Feud episode, صح?
Yeah.
And Hudayfa, that's the first time I met you. I met you that time, and I realized, I looked at this brother, I was like, okay, this brother has something it's a bit different. He's doing something different. He's doing something different. And when someone's doing something different, and I started keeping up, seeing what you're doing. And you remember, I know you remember, when you first jumped on social media, what did I tell you when I met you in the Kumar Mosque? When you had like 300 followers.
Yeah, I remember. You told me it's gonna blow. Allah back.
I thought it is gonna blow. Oh, it's gonna blow. So I knew, because I've seen something. You get me? So when I first seen you in Kumar, I told you this was gonna blow. So I see you off. I know I have this thing in me. I know the wafflers from the ones that are saying something that has some presence. I straight away, when someone talks, I know this guy's a waffler. This guy's not really what he's talking. So I'm not gonna lie. And I told you before I signed up, because Mind Control was an agreement between us.
Struck a deal on the business.
We struck it. Alhamdulillah, I struck a business deal, and Mind Control was part of it. The only reason why I added it in, because I felt like it was going to be good. I knew it was going to be good. I
love you better. But had Mind Control, like the word Mind Control, what did you think like it was going to be inside? And did it meet your expectations, surpass? Let me know.
Yeah, I knew it was going to be like a self-development, discipline type of thing, and blew my expectations. Allahumma barik. Allah blew my expectations.
Alhamdulillah. Very glad to hear that, man. Alhamdulillah, bro. You see, when other people come in, when people who, like, let's say they prior to Mind Control, they haven't achieved much in their lives, right? So when people sit there and listen to them, it's like, yeah, that's good, but perhaps it's not for me, as like someone who's already in business, and you had already, Allah barik, achieved your 6 figures, in your companies prior, right? So why, and what would you say to those people that think, okay, due to the fact that I already have a 6-figure business, that Mind Control is not for me? It's perhaps for those people who are just getting started, who just need to reshape their mindset, etc. What would you say to them?
First thing I would say is, don't get gas. 6 figures is very easy. And Mind Control will show you that you're not really there like that. You're not there like that. You still have a lot of work to do. And second thing I would say is exactly what we talked about. Perhaps it's in the knowledge that you already think you have, that you need to start implementing, that you need to be shown that this is the knowledge to get you to success. This is the knowledge to get you to success. So it's in that knowledge that first, because as you always talk about in Mind Control, it's you. It comes down to you. The faults of the business, the success of the business, it's you as the leader of the business. You're the one that's directing it forward. So if your Mind Control is about your performance and knowing yourself and assessing your strengths and weaknesses and working on them, if you as an individual, as the leader of the company, is not performing to that level, Mind Control will do that for you. Mind Control will do that for you on 100%. And it's specifically tailored for entrepreneurs, businessmen, people that are already doing something in the field, and they think they're doing massive things, and Mind Control will humble you quickly.
So one of the other names we actually call Mind Control is the expose. I want you to discuss this a little bit.
So we had the expose, and the expose really did expose me. So it basically talks about, first it exposes your weaknesses, and then it shows you that your achievements are not really big things in the industry compared to what you yourself can do. That's what I like about Mind Control. It just shows you what you can do, your potential to do something. It's not going to compare you to the Jeff Bezos and the kuffar or Muslims that are doing it. No, he's not going to compare you to those people that are already done it, and he's comparing you, to your potential, to what you can achieve. That's what's
Precisely.
beautiful about it.
Barakallahu feek. Barakallahu feek, Habibi. And were there any hardships that you went through, perhaps during the process of while you were taking the Mind Control program, that you'd say eased it off for you in terms of like how you were dealing with it, etc.?
Can you explain further?
Like, let's say, for example, you went through a certain roadblock, right? Or you went through a certain struggle at a time and you used the laws, let's say, for Mind Control to help you through this roadblock.
Okay, yeah. SubhanAllah, definitely. Many of them, Allah. As we speak right now, I have brown noise on because there's conversations happening around me, Sheikh. Distraction. When I'm out in the library or I'm out in the coffee shop, SubhanAllah, that's one thing that really, really helped me. Another thing is writing down my tasks the day before. Giving to tomorrow and not taking away from it. So having things prepped from the night before, for the day before, for the coming into my workspace and just going into a high, deep focus work mode. Wallahi, it's only recently I started trying to prioritize my focus. Before Mind Control, my focus was scattered. I was given my focus to things that didn't deserve it. Now, post Mind Control, wallahi, it's helped me a lot with that, and my work has been a lot more efficient. I come in, I write down everything that needs to be done in the day that I'm going to be working on. Break down those tasks, and then I rewrite them in order of priority. I just vomit my head, whatever's on my head, as you say for WTMM, it's a brain vomit. Read down, and then I rewrite them in order of priority. What needs to go first. And then a time block. I just structure my day. The way I work now is, alhamdulillah, is a lot more efficient. My sleep schedule, my deep sleep now, my nighttime sleep, my going to bed early and waking up early is highly prioritized. Staying up after Fajr now has become highly more prioritized. A qaylula, a priority. Now everything that I'm meant to be doing, that's correct, is prioritized, and everything that is kind of wishy-washy.
So what we refer to as like the low diminishing return tasks, like things that don't provide good returns. Yeah.
Exactly.
Allah barik, man. Allah, alhamdulillah, I'm happy to hear, right? Because people are always curious, is this something just quick? Is it just something mindset that's gonna, help my mind, and then just wishy-washy? But one of the things we actually preach about, right, in the Mind Control program, and we go extensively, is it's actually not about the new things, right? You just need to master the small things, and those small things compound over a long period of time, right? And it's interesting, right? Because in Mind Control, right, your peak month, we are trying to replicate that month and month and month again, right? So imagine, like, let's say, for example, I like to, do it with something numerical that's easy for people to understand. So even let's say memorizing Quran, let's say at your best month in the year, you were able to memorize a juz of Quran. If we can replicate that every month, you memorize 12 juz in a year, right? The problem isn't like we don't know how to memorize, is we don't know how to memorize over a long period of time. The same thing when it comes to money. We can't replicate those mad business figures long enough because execution is the problem. And the biggest issue Mind Control solves is execution, right? So like you said, you're executing a lot more. Things that are meant to be done are done, and things that are just a waste of time, fluff, we cut it out and we moved it to the left. Yeah,
100%. And the time frame between learning and executing now has become a lot shorter. A lot shorter. The time frame between starting my work and executing the work that needs to be done, it's become a lot shorter. And that was all, alhamdulillah, after the fadl of Allah, the Mind Control program.
Barakallahu feek, Habib. Barakallahu feek. So if I had to ask you, right, and I'm going to end on these final two questions, inshallah. If you had to rate the course, genuinely speaking, Amam Allah, Akhi, Allah is in front of us. If you had to rate the course out of 10, what would you put it?
Wallahi, Akhi, for a person like me, that was struggling with the things I was struggling, trying to battle my nerves on a day-to-day basis, sometimes losing, sometimes winning. after now taking the course, wallahi, Allah is my witness, I would honestly rate it. I don't want to say 10 because people are gonna say, this guy didn't know. I give it a 9.5. I give it a 9.5.
Alhamdulillah.
Honestly, I'm not saying, wallah, it's an amazing, amazing, amazing course, and I'd recommend every single brother, even if you think that you're doing it or you're doing it all, this will only get you to 10x your goals and go for them and achieve at least 70% of them, as my control gives us, inshallah.
Alhamdulillah, you know what? Okay, wallahi al-adim, you answered the second question already, right? Which is, how much would you recommend this to someone else, right? So, alhamdulillah, you would, صح?
Wallahi, a million. I don't care how many figures you're doing, how strong-minded you think you are, take the course. It will get you to understand yourself on a deeper level, and just go for those targets that are unimaginable to you a few months ago. Unimaginable to you a few months ago, and now you're going to go for these targets, and you're going to, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala, going to achieve them.
Barakallahu feek, akhi. I don't think there's anything less to say. If there's any final words you have, I think you've said it all. But if there's any final words you have, Habibi, tafaddal.
Wallahi, may Allah bless you, akhi. That's all I can say. May Allah bless you and put you in good and increase you in beneficial knowledge and implementation.
Ameen. Ajma'in. Ameen. Ajma'in. Habibi. Rabbi yahfadik. May Allah bless you, bro. And by the way, ikhwa, for you guys watching this, they have an Umrah trip coming up. Of course, I had to plug it. And alhamdulillah, I've been to Umrah with them myself. And I would rate the Umrah a 10 out of 10. Wallahi, sincerely. I genuinely enjoyed it. So go check out the page at First Choice Umrah on Instagram as well. And we ask Allah to put barakah in everything Talha and his brother as well, Sheikh Hudayfa, do. And wallah, they're a pleasure to work with. The times that we've crossed paths, it's always been nothing but ni'mah, nothing but blessings. So may Allah bless you, akhi. I appreciate your time very much. And appreciate your honesty, bi'idhnillahi ta'ala. And we ask Allah to allow this to be beneficial for the people, Habibi.
Ameen, bro. Ameen. May Allah bless you too, akhi. Jazakallahu khair al-jaza.
حبيبي ربي يحفظك وإياك السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.